been together before?
Yes.
Awesome. We've been together before.
Must have, yeah. You look very familiar.
So, nice to meet you again.
You as well. Okay, so. Okay. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, for sure.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi. Yeah.
Again.
No, you just look so familiar. I'm like, oh, did I actually see you? I think so, maybe earlier, but you just.
I'll tell you the truth. I often meet so many, but I guess my skills of memory and observation are poor, so we may have met before.
Maybe. Okay.
But if so, it's nice to meet you
You
again.
as well, and your car smells amazing as usual.
I'm glad. Thank you. Are you cold, by the way?
Oh no.
Okay,
I'm.
You're
I
set.
just got off work, so I've definitely worked my heat up.
Ah, welcome to the end of your shift.
Thank you. One day off.
1 day off only.
1 day off.
That's like tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it. And then Saturday I'm on, and then Sunday I'm off, and then Monday I'm on. Then I think I might have the week off.
What kind of hours are you committed to? Is it like 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours?
Usually 8 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
8 hours. I won't work anymore.
Yeah.
But it's a fulfilled 8 hours.
It's a full.
Oh,
so
yes.
what are you doing while you're there?
I am doing housekeeping as well as front desk. So it depends on which day I'm getting changed from front desk. I'm done housekeeping, and I am going to be taking on in the next few months manager.
Oh, nice.
So my brain hurts, my body hurts. Like,
so you're doing a lot of like learning right now
yeah, it's
too.
just so many different things at once. Your brain is just trying to accumulate what is going on. Sometimes you just need a break.
I believe you. I believe you.
And this hour-and-a-half bus ride for me to get to work, I am furious about.
Yeah.
So I love you Uber guys. I don't care. I will pay 40 bucks
Oh
a
my
day
goodness.
every day. I don't care.
It just
It
your
makes
time
my
is
life
valuable.
easier.
I know
It
what
does.
you mean.
It
I know
does.
what you mean. Yeah.
Because an hour-and-a-half, and then by the time I get home, it's about 7:30,
Wow.
and then I have to eat, go to bed,
Yeah.
and then I'm up again at 6, and
Yeah.
then it just there's no time. So
Wow.
I'd rather enjoy my. Like, people have habits with their money,
Yes.
gambling, cigarettes, whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that. You know
Yeah.
what mine is?
No.
Getting to work comfortably.
Nice.
That's my habit. And I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It is.
I love your decisiveness. You're like, this is exactly what I need, and
Yes,
it's
exactly.
what I'm gonna, and it's
Good.
worthwhile.
It is.
Yeah.
When you go to work happy, you leave happy.
Right.
When you go home happy,
Yeah.
everything else works.
Additionally,
Yes.
it's also like a way that you're valuing your time, saying,
Exactly.
my money goes in very specific areas, and this is where I don't think twice.
No.
For some people, it's food. They want to make sure their food is, on point. Others, it's
I've
clothes.
always been good on that part.
Yeah.
Always, fridge is always stocked. I've never worried about that.
Sure.
But
Sure.
my one thing is time.
Yeah.
There's not enough time in a day.
Yeah.
You have to very well make it the best.
And sometimes people find out when it's too late how much it was worthwhile, how much is valuable. Because for me, for example, I am very careful with my time, of course,
Yeah.
but I didn't think of like my time as a way that I could use it as an investment. Meaning, I'm always working, I'm hard work, but I was thinking, because of my growing up, the only way that people acknowledge worth is by money. Why? Because I didn't have enough access to it,
Oh,
right?
yeah. No,
So I was thinking, I don't have very much to offer because I don't have money to contribute.
that is very true. I grew up in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in a very poor area, and look, I'm struggling to this day. I'm in my 30s, and
Sure.
I'm like, you want to be set here, man.
Yeah.
I don't even have my license.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I'm terrified of it.
Yeah.
I try my best to contribute.
Sure.
Exactly like you say, you may not have money, but there's always other things that you can contribute to.
And that took me a long time to figure out.
It does, though.
And so even to value my time is something that I give to other people as an expression of you're worthwhile.
And it's more important than money.
It is, but it took me a while to understand that, though, because I was thinking this isn't as worth as that, and people are like, no, actually this is more worth because, so that took me a long time to learn,
You know, it may take you a long time, but at least the thing is that you did realize it, and that's what counts, right?
Sure. And
Doesn't
now
matter
the way
how long it takes. But
yeah.
It's hard though, because you, especially growing up in a poverty or whatever way you have, like you look at, I want that, I could never have that without money. But you don't realize, if you just take 5 minutes out of your day, go see your grandmother, maybe just help her with carry some groceries or do something, that means more to her or anybody else than it does how much money you would have given.
Sure. And so when you see it as valuable and it can I mean, right now I'm preparing for a conversation with one of my friends who's been taking a few too many liberties with my generosity, with time and money. So I don't mind helping, but I don't have limitless resources at my expense. Sometimes you only have so much that you have to ration out, right? So part of that conversation is going to be, as much as I love you and as much as I want to see your success, if I'm depleting myself as a result, it's not really a fair exchange, because at the end of the day, if I have nothing left to give, it's not only you that's affected, but so many others as well, you know? And so how to be able to have that kind of conversation to say, there's one of me, and here's my other commitments. I have to be careful where I give it. For example, if you take all of my time, I won't have energy for work and earning an income for me and my family, for example, right? If you take all of my resources, I won't have enough to pay for my responsibilities, that kind of thing.
And I think that's where it comes down to too, as well as who you have in your life and
Sure.
what kind of people. Because if people don't understand that, then
Yeah.
why bother having them in your life?
True.
You
And
need
that's
to-
part of the boundaries that I want to implement, saying, hey, if you're listening, that's good. If not, we'll have to re-navigate what this looks like. And it's not saying that you're any less, it's that I have to be careful with what you're able to understand or accept, you know, from where I'm coming from. Yeah.
It's just, it's very difficult nowadays because being raised in a different society, like we were raised in a society with respect for others and yourself, morals, different type of living. Now,
Yeah.
it's totally opposite. It's always one get no care, no knowledge. Women all, not majority, but 90% of them only care when there's looks. And I don't know if there's anything real on them anymore because it's scary. People have different worlds, people have different values nowadays, and it's very hard to find someone that's unique. It's very hard to find someone that is passionate or even has the downright respect to think about you as well as them.
Mm-hmm.
Because before they have a conversation, they're gonna be right away, oh my god, why you do this? Why you do
Sure.
that? Very negative.
Sure.
Take a second to think, hey, maybe that person had a bad day. Or maybe, you know, like, do you want someone to think that way as well as to you?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't understand the world now. It's gone chaotic.
So while I don't disagree with you, the other question I'm asking is, what kind of models have they been presented with of a different alternative? Because for me, it really matters that I'm holding the right person responsible. And so the question of you asking is, maybe if they have had lots of models of what this could look like that they can learn from, then let's hold them accountable. If they haven't though, let me at least start that cursory engagement with them to say, here's something else to consider. And based on the receptivity, some may not be ready for that right now. I'll be like, okay, I'll draw those lines. But if they're of the mold where they're like, crap, I wish I'd seen more of this example or idea, you know? And so I know I'm only here because I had to learn from someone else, right?
Yes.
And so how can I maybe broaden their periphery so that they have more to think through in referencing all that, you know? And so that's the part that I'm also bringing to the conversation and saying, when I go to these individuals who seem thoughtless, for example, or selfish, or, you know, just all about me kind of thing, I'd want to, you know, be fair and saying, let me give you some challenging things to consider in this dynamic here.
Or at least to take the time to be able to be give a word, because maybe some other person has it, that's why they are that way. But
Yeah.
like, just by showing them or
Yeah.
even giving them a minute.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I find that really helpful and necessary. And the beautiful thing about that element for me is it's fantastic when you see people's periphery broaden, where they're like, oh, like I think people can actually identify beautiful things like that, right? And when you see them light up for, oh, that's amazing, or this is an expression, I wish I had more of that, I wish I had more patience, I wish I had more understanding or kindness, you know, at least they're not a write-off yet, because now they're identifying something that they may not be able to experience, but at least they're speaking in terms of it would be nice. What's that next process? Yeah, what's the next process in growing towards that, you know? Not saying that I have like the quorum of like expertise on it. Like we're wrestling our way towards it. We'll have our good days, our bad days kind of thing. But if there can be that extension of a little bit more, like you were saying, understanding of someone else's perspective or place in life, you know, that's a really important thing.
I may be wrong, but I also think it does come down to the way you were raised.
tells a lot of the picture, doesn't it?
It does. You can tell how a child was raised or not just by their reactions, by the way they look into life, like everything.
And if that's so, here's the thing. Most are adults by the time they're dealing with a lot of those investments at a young age. They're still responsible, but at least that acknowledgement of there may be more in the picture here that they're having to calibrate with, that they have to work their way out of, is a helpful move, I think, you know, again, in painting what could be.
Yeah.
Painting what could be. Because here's the thing, that parents may have also been sort of handicapped by what they had access to. Maybe they didn't have the best models either, right?
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I really appreciate those redemptive and hopeful ways of considering what could be, right? And saying there might be more here that, like, for example, I guess the reason I'm saying all that I'm saying here is one of the things that's really surprised me in a pleasant way, but in an unexpected way. A lot of these things that I find value in the way we engage with people. I have multiple platforms online that I post lots of content on, and it's just me speaking from my own convictions and modeling what that could look like. It's been really encouraging to see the response of people to it. Now, when people are watching something online and they don't know you, they're gonna go through what I learned is the vibe test. The vibe test is like,